Okay, and Mark Leno joins me now. Mark, that is a very ambitious timeline. The year 2020, you say you have a plan to end homelessness. Tell me more about it.
I do have, but first I would be remiss if I did not share with you a very serious turn of events in the campaign just last night when Ron Conway's money machine put $200,000 into a super PAC for London Breed, distracting us from the real issues of the day, which I know we're going to talk about, and instead attacking one of the other candidates in the race.
But you too, Mark, have supporters. What makes this donation, if you will, so egregious, you say, to London Breed?
So on my first day of this campaign, I took a fair campaign pledge and asked all the other candidates in the race to sign it. Everyone but one has signed it, and it says that I denounce, renounce, and reject any super PAC spending on my behalf or against any of my opponents, and that I asked all of us to join hands so we could really stop it before it starts. And unfortunately, there are already multiple super PACs for Supervisor Breed, and now it's off and running, and I'm hoping that there won't be retaliations, because then the campaigns themselves become incidental to the billionaires who are funding the super PACs.
Well, we're going to have London Breed on our show a little bit later at 5 o'clock. That's obviously something that we'll be asking her about. Back, though, to the issues that are really concerning to San Francisco residents. This homeless plan of yours. Let's talk about that.
So I have a plan, and you can find it on our website, markleno.com, which proposes ending street homelessness by 2020. There are about 3,500 people living on our streets any night, and it is time that we make it the top priority. I know everyone in town believes it to be. Put our money and our effort where our mouth is and get it done finally. The status quo has failed us for many years now. City Hall is not taking care of this. There are about 1,500, so the city government tells us, empty, available, single-room occupancies, SROs, that we could contract with if we are meeting with the owners of these properties on a daily basis to work things out with them. We've got a waiting list of 1,000 people every night trying to get into just a shelter bed. Not very inviting place, but people want to get off the streets. Something we should and must do while we figure out how we're going to build a couple thousand new permanent supportive housing units so that we can get people finally off the streets with the support, the social services that they need to keep them successful in their housing.
Like I said, sounds ambitious. Any idea on cost?
Well, the city just contracted for 50 units in a single building south of Market. With the lease for the units and the support services comes to $1.2 million annually. If you extrapolate that by a factor of 30 to get to 1,500, $36 million. And there will be savings at the Department of Public Works on street cleaning, the police department, fire department, the hospital, the ambulance runs, that there will be savings throughout.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about that, because overall quality of life, people are complaining. You're hearing it from residents, you're hearing it from tourists, you're hearing it from business owners. We had an owner of a deli on the show, and he had given us pictures, very unsettling pictures of people doing drugs right outside of his business, of urinating and defecating on the street. What is your message to that small business owner who may be watching now, who told me his voice isn't being heard any longer?
I'm a 40-year small business owner in San Francisco myself. I have not been in city government for 16 years. I'm as angry and frustrated as he is, and the rest of the city is. This is not working for families who want to take a walk down the block with the kids or the dog after dinner. It's not working for the small business owner who's got to clear a body and maybe waste from his or her front step just to begin the business day. And it's certainly not working for the 3,500 folks who are on the streets every day. It's just failed policy. It's not working. So please do check out our plan. It's very detailed. It's very serious. Yes, it's audacious. Yes, it's ambitious. But it's time for something audacious right now, because we've got to get this done. And it's also not unique to San Francisco. This is a Bay Area regional problem as well as statewide problem. So we're going to also have to work with our regional partners to get this done.
Former Mayor Edley, the late Mayor Edley, had a certain stance toward tech. Some people did not agree with that. I want to ask you before we let you go, this is the final question. Will you take a less accommodating stance toward tech? A lot of people blame the tech industry for the current situation in San Francisco.
You won't hear me demonizing tech, but at the same time, everyone, I speak as a small business owner, everyone has to pay his or her fair share. Everyone has to play by the same rules, and everyone has to obey the laws. And I would say that we need to be as, if not more, concerned for San Franciscans. I want to see local hiring. If tech's going to create tens of thousands of new jobs in the coming year or years, let's make sure that we do appropriate outreach and then train San Franciscans. We don't have to bring in all these new people. Let's make sure it works for San Franciscans.
All right, Mark Leno, appreciate you being here again.